Chapter 6. Brothers. Naruto stood there in the dark room, thinking about all of the things he had learned right now. He was the son of the fourth Hokage. Now that he thought about it, there were many times he felt that the fourth and he looked alike. They had the same spiky blonde hair which no one in Konoha had, sapphire blue eyes. His face was a complete replica of the Yondaime. All of the doubts Naruto had were proven true. He was truly the son of the Yondaime Hokage. This made Naruto proud, as well as sad at the same time. Proud for being the son of the greatest hero of the Hidden Leaf, and sad because his own father had sacrificed him for the village, even if Minato's intentions were good, and was for the village. Naruto resented what Minato had done to him. He had sealed a tailed beast in his own son, left Naruto for a life of misery and pain. Minato will forever be remembered as a hero of the Hidden Leaf while he was considered a demon. And what about his mother? She was the Jinchuriki of the Kyuubi. Did she also agree to seal such a monster in Naruto? Did she not love him? She should have known how miserable a life of a Jinchuriki is, and even then she agreed with it. They are nothing but trash for sacrificing their own son, thought Naruto regretfully. Next was the issue of his aunt, the mystery behind her, and was all of this even true, or was he just simply being fed lies and was being manipulated? He looked at Danzo. The man seemed to be looking at him calmly without displaying any emotions on his face. Naruto was not sure what he thought about Danzo. The man seemed to be knowing a lot of secrets about Konoha. Such secrets that were only privy to the Hokage. He had his own Anbu who were nothing more than machines who didn't display any emotions. Danzo was the one who was monitoring him for a long time, and even sent his men to attack him. But the most dangerous things were his ideals of peace. He wants to bring peace, but he doesn't even hesitate to sacrifice his own comrades, and nor does he care about their deaths. He wants to protect Konoha, and wants to use any means necessary. He seems to be a warhawk who believes he can do anything, thought Naruto analytically. Danzo seemed to not seem to like Hiruzen and hated his ideologies and wanted Naruto to join him. Naruto wondered why was he so important for Danzo, and then the whole plan became a lot more clear to Naruto. He was the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails. He had the Sharingan, and would be a force to be reckoned with in the future. Also, if his heritage became known to the public, then the people would be more supportive of him as he was the son of the fourth Hokage. Naruto clearly understood that he was a tool which Danzo wanted to use as a means for his own ambitions. Where did he get the crow's summoning contract? Thought Naruto. Summoning contracts were very rare. The only summons which Naruto thought Konoha had were the slugs, toads, snakes, and dogs. For Danzo to possess a summoning contract and giving it so easily to Naruto under the lie as a sign of his faith indicated something fishy. What would happen if he tries to take over Konoha? He already seems to have his own shinobi, knows deep secrets about Konoha and me. He despises Jiji's ideology, wants to get peace but doesn't care about people, and considers them tools. What should I do? Thought Naruto deeply. Naruto did not hate the village. Even if what Danzo said was true, he loved his friends. If Hiruzen had lied to him, then he must have had good reasons. Naruto trusted Hiruzen far more than Danzo. Hiruzen and Kakashi were there for him, while Danzo even sent his own men to try to kill him to measure his strength. So Naruto decided to trust Hiruzen instead of Danzo. But there were few things that were troubling Naruto a lot. How much more has Danzo been hiding? How many secrets does he know? His ideologies are a threat to the village and my family, thought Naruto firmly. If he knows so many things and does not like Jiji's way of thinking, who's to say he won't try to usurp power and become Hokage himself? He tells he does not want to become Hokage, but I don't think he is telling the truth, thought Naruto. Naruto then wondered what his next action should be and what repercussions would it have for him and the village. Shinobi is a person who endures pain and sacrifices everything in order to fulfill his duty and protect what is precious to him. Naruto remembered what Hiruzen had told him a few years ago. In order to protect his village and find out the truth about himself and Danzo, Naruto made a decision that would change his life forever. What is your answer? Naruto, are you willing to sacrifice everything for the sake of the village and the nation? Asked Danzo firmly. Self-sacrifice will be my way of ninja. I will do whatever it takes to protect my precious people, even if it means joining you, Danzo. I will find out what you are up to, and if you are a threat to my family, I will kill you, thought Naruto with determination. Hi, Danzo-sama, said Naruto with fake devotion. Danzo seemed to look at Naruto for a moment, trying to detect any hidden intentions, but Naruto remained stoic and looked at Danzo without averting his eyes from him. Seems he has understood the meaning of shinobi. You will be a great asset to the village and for me, thought Danzo. Looks like I'm a spy in enemy camps. Who would have thought I would become a spy for the Hokage in my own village, thought Naruto humorously. Welcome to the Foundation, you will take your orders from me. The future of the Leaf Village depends on you. Mistakes will not be tolerated, said Danzo with authoritativeness. Yes, sir, said Naruto with determination. Danzo then passed a little note to Naruto and gave him the signal to read it. Naruto read the note and understood the meaning behind it. He gave a calculative gaze to Danzo and started reading it. Those of the Foundation have no names, no emotions. There is no past, no future, but only the mission. We are the roots that support the trunk of the Great Leaf Village from the shadows, said Naruto firmly. Good. Always remember that. Now you will await for further orders from me. Until then, you are dismissed. Your identity in the Foundation should not be known. We do not exist, do you understand? Asked Danzo stoically. Hai yelled, Naruto! Naruto then gave a short bow to Danzo and the Anbu squad that had brought him to the base, took him away with a shunshin. Danzo then gave a signal and immediately 2 Anbu stepped from the shadows and bowed before him. Keep an eye on him. If he shows any sign of opening his mouth, erase his memory of this meeting and everything related to the Foundation, instructed Danzo. Permission to speak, Danzo-sama? Asked one of the Anbu, to which Danzo gave a nod. Why didn't you give him a cursed seal? He could reveal the contents of this meeting to the Hokage, asked one of the Anbu without emotion. I cannot place a cursed seal on him. Hiruzen or Kakashi would notice instantly, and there would be various questions that will follow afterwards. So, it is your job to make sure to keep an eye on Naruto, ordered Danzo. The 2 Anbu nodded and disappeared in the shadows. Soon, very soon, Konoha will rule over all the shinobi world, and I will be the one to establish peace. My era has come, thought Danzo with a smirk. Dirty trying to dirty. Naruto was rushing towards Training Ground 28 with tremendous speed. His meeting with Danzo had gone longer than expected, and as a result he was 15 minutes late for his meeting with Kurenai, and Naruto knew how badly women react when a person arrives late. Naruto was thinking how things had changed in a matter of few hours. He had voluntarily become a spy in Danzo's Foundation, in order to protect the village from Danzo's fanatical ideologies and beliefs. He didn't know how he was going to find out the truth, but he would not rest until he finds out what the truth was about him. And Danzo? I cannot tell Gigi or Kakashi-san about this. Danzo seems to be a very secretive person. If he has such sensitive information about me and Konoha, then surely he would have taken appropriate measures to cover his tracks. I will have to enter the Foundation and track down Danzo's activities by myself, thought Naruto with determination. Naruto then thought about his parents, and a feeling of sadness came across his heart. But before jumping to any conclusions, he decided to investigate the truth, instead of believing Danzo blindly. Naruto arrived at the Training Ground 28 and looked around for any signs of Kurenai. She seemed to be nowhere in sight. Guess I was late, thought Naruto dejectedly. Then immediately, an idea came across his mind. He started concentrating in order to find any traces of Kurenai or anyone else's chakra in the area. At first it seemed that no one was there, but after a few more minutes of hard concentration, Naruto found a faint trace of 2 chakra signatures coming from some distant trees. These 2 chakra signatures were so hard to detect that they must be Anbu, or elite Junin level ninja. Now, the question was, were these Anbu Junin of the Hokage, or of Danzo? Assuming them to be of Danzo's men, Naruto knew Danzo must be keeping an eye on him, so he decided to remain cautious and started searching for Kurenai's chakra signature again. He found a faint trace of chakra signature from a tree which was few feet away from him. Walking towards the tree, Naruto quickly formed the ram's seal and released a little chakra, dispelling the genjutsu. As soon as the genjutsu was dispelled, Naruto saw a person standing there, giving him a stern look. This person was none other than Kurenai. Naruto flished a little on seeing Kurenai's hard gaze, and also felt guilty as it was his fault that she had to wait for him. "Naruto, why are you late?" asked Kurenai a little angrily. "Forgive me, Kurenai. My training with Kakashi went a little longer and I got late." "I'm sorry," said Naruto apologetically, and bowed in front of Kurenai. Kurenai was not a person who accepted excuses. She was a strict person who always accomplished her tasks on time, and as such hated when people arrived late for work or gave excuses. But seeing Naruto bow before her asking for forgiveness melted her heart. She then put a hand on Naruto's shoulder. Naruto looked up and saw Kurenai giving him a small smile. "It's all right, but please don't let it happen again," said Kurenai softly. "Arigato, Kurenai. I promise I won't ever be late again," said Naruto sincerely. Kurenai smiled a little on hearing Naruto's promise. "So, how were you able to see through my genjutsu? Even though I was not trying harder, but still, how were you able to spot me?" asked Kurenai curiously. "Oh, I was just lucky," joked Naruto, rubbing the back of his head. "I don't think so," said Kurenai a little skeptically. "All right, I was able to sense your genjutsu," said Naruto honestly. Kurenai seemed to be impressed with Naruto's ability. Even if it was just a low-level genjutsu for an academy student to see it so much easily and dispel, it was quite impressive. "That's impressive. Now shall we begin your training?" asked Kurenai a little enthusiastically. Training a person who was interested in genjutsu was always Kurenai's dream. That dream had failed with Yakumo, but with Naruto she hoped to give him proper guidance in genjutsu. "What are waiting for, Kurenai?" said Naruto with enthusiasm. "Alright, now first I want you to tell me all you know about genjutsu," instructed Kurenai, wanting to know what Naruto knew about genjutsu. Genjutsu techniques are the illusion techniques of a ninja. They normally require hand seals. Genjutsu will use hypnotism to cause hallucinations in others. By causing such illusions, they can cause their target mental pain and suffering just as real as physical hurt. Genjutsu is created when a ninja extends their chakra flow through the cerebral nervous system of their opponent to control their mind's chakra, thereby affecting their 5 senses. Explained Naruto. "Excellent. Now, do you know the number of ways to dispel a genjutsu?" asked Kurenai. To combat the effects of genjutsu, there are 2 options. The first option is for the ninja to stop the flow of chakra in their body, and then apply an even stronger power to disrupt the flow of the caster's chakra. The second option is to have an outside ninja unaffected by the genjutsu make body contact, and use their chakra to disrupt the caster's flow. However, there are some other ways to break genjutsu. By causing intense pain to his own body, a person can break genjutsu, or with the help of dojutsu like the Sharingan, concluded Naruto. Kurenai was very impressed with Naruto's perfect theoretical knowledge relating to genjutsu. "That's very accurate explanation, however. There is one more way to break a genjutsu," said Kurenai calmly. "What is it?" asked Naruto curiously. Strong smells are also able to break a person out of genjutsu. For example, if a person is caught in a genjutsu and if chili pepper bombs are bursted near him, then it would affect his sense of smell and thus will dispel the genjutsu casted on him, explained Kurenai. That's strange, said Naruto. In order to be able to use genjutsu, a person must have very good chakra control and high level of intelligence, so that he can make the genjutsu according to the battle scenarios, said Kurenai. Well, I know some chakra control exercises and have mastered them, said Naruto. Which exercises do you know? Asked Kurenai, curiously. I can do the leaf balancing taught at the academy, while Kakashi has taught me tree walking and water walking, said Naruto honestly. That's logical given your condition. If you even want to learn any ninjutsu, you must at least know tree walking and water walking. Kakashi has indeed given you some good training, said Kurenai with a small smile. Oh, you have no idea, Kurenai thought Naruto with a smirk. But considering you have very high chakra reserves, these chakra control exercises are not capable for you to have effective control for genjutsu. I can understand why Kakashi was not able to teach you much because he is a ninjutsu specialist while I am a genjutsu specialist. With time I'll help you in learning genjutsu, said Kurenai confidently. Arigato, Kurenai? Do you have any chakra control exercise in mind? Asked Naruto curiously. Yes. In fact, I know a few chakra control exercises that will help you increase your chakra control tremendously. But they won't be easy to learn and even harder to master, warned Kurenai. No matter what happens, I will learn them, believe it, said Naruto with determination. Kurenai gave a true smile and was happy to see Naruto's fierce determination for learning genjutsu. All right. The exercise which I am going to teach you are the kunai, balancing, and senbon balancing techniques. These are elite Junin level exercises. Normally you wouldn't need to do so much exercise to cast a genjutsu, but you have very large chakra reserves, so you will need to train harder in order to control your chakra, explained Kurenai. That's fine, so which one I'm going to learn first? Asked Naruto curiously. The kunai balancing chakra control exercise is the one which you are going to learn first. This exercise is divided into 3 parts. In the first stage, you must make the kunai stand up in your hand with the help of your chakra. Then in the second stage, you use your chakra to balance on point of kunai that is stuck in the ground with the help of only one finger. And in the final stage, you must use your chakra to make the kunai spin in your hand very quickly. This is the exercise, explained Kurenai briefly. Man, that sounds difficult, said Naruto tiredly. You are not giving up, are you? Said Kurenai with fake anger. Nah, it's difficult, but I'll do it anyways, said Naruto with a smile. That's good, now take out a kunai and place it on your right hand, instructed Kurenai. Naruto took out a kunai from his pouch and placed it on his right hand. He then looked up to Kurenai for further instructions. Now use your chakra to lift the kunai on your hand as much as you can. Try to balance your chakra, said Kurenai, and took out her own kunai and showed Naruto how to do the exercise. Alright, all I need to do is channel my chakra in my hands in proper proportion, thought Naruto. He then started channeling a lot of chakra, but instead of getting the kunai to stand up, it started twitching wildly in Naruto's hands. You are channeling way too much chakra. Try to control your flow. Concentrate and feel the movement of your chakra in your hands, said Kurenai, and showed Naruto the exercise again. All right, I have to reduce my chakra, thought Naruto. He then started channeling chakra in limited proportion to his hand. The kunai lifted an inch on his hands. Naruto was trying very hard to maintain the steady flow of chakra in his hands, but the amount of concentration and the weight of the kunai were very tough to balance, and as a result, after a few more moments, he couldn't continue the exercise. Should I use the shadow clones to increase my training speed? Thought Naruto. Hey, Kurenai, is there any other way to make this exercise a lot easier? Asked Naruto. Even though he was knowing the answer, he needed to hear Kurenai's answer. Well, there is only one technique that can help you, and that is the shadow clone jutsu. But that technique can be very dangerous as it drains your chakra quickly, and you are not qualified to use it, said Kurenai sternly, making her point clear. Oh, is that so? Asked Naruto with a smirk and formed the hand sign. Kurenai's eyes widened on seeing the hand sign and shouted at Naruto to stop, but it was too late. Cage. Bunshin no Jutsu. Immediately 10 Naruto clones stood around Kurenai with a smirk hidden behind their masks. Naruto, what the hell have you done? Yelled Kurenai, angrily. Relax. I know this jutsu, and I even know what it does. I can maintain my clones as I have more than enough chakra reserves, said Naruto, calmly unfazed by Kurenai's anger. Who taught you such dangerous jutsu? Asked Kurenai, sharply. Well, Kakashi-Nisan, said Naruto, but was cut off when he felt a little killer intent coming from Kurenai. After our training, I need to have a talk with Kakashi, said Kurenai furiously. Hey, don't get mad. Let me explain, said Naruto. He then explained his entire condition to Kurenai and how it did not harm him. At first, Kurenai didn't believe him and was asking him to dispel the clones immediately. But after a few more minutes of seeing the clones trying to perform the exercise and not seeing even a little bit strain on Naruto, concluded that Naruto must have been speaking the truth. I wonder what else Kakashi has taught Naruto, thought Kurenai. See? I told you it does not have any side effect on me, said Naruto with a smirk. What else has Kakashi taught you? I hope it isn't very dangerous, or else it won't end well for a certain Isha fan, said Kurenai with a dark aura tone. Man, she sure is protective, thought Naruto, but also smiled a little for seeing Kurenai's affection for him. Oh, nothing much, just this and that, said Naruto in an amused tone. Smartass, are we? Well, for that you will practice this exercise with kunai in both of your hands at the same time, said Kurenai in a sadistic tone. What? Yelled Naruto. A few hours later, Naruto and Kurenai were sitting in the shade of a nearby tree, enjoying the peaceful atmosphere. Naruto seemed to be exhausted and was resting in order to regain his strength. The chakra control exercise was extremely difficult for him. Even with the help of his clones, he was not able to make the kunai stand up properly in his hands. Kurenai had been true to her words and had indeed made him practice with kunai in both hands. Naruto wondered that whether she possessed a little sadistic habits like Anko, but decided to not say his opinion to Kurenai, fearing her wrath. Naruto started thinking on whether what Danzo said to him was true or not. If it was true, why did his parents did this to him, knowing how a life of a Jinchuriki is? What made them do this? Why did both of them had to die and leave him alone? So many questions were running across his mind with no answer in sight. Kurenai seemed to recognize Naruto's sad mood and decided to lighten his mood. She then took out a small ration bar and handed it to Naruto. A ration bar? Asked Naruto curiously. It'll help you increase your energy and replenish your stamina a little, said Kurenai with smile. Arigato Kurenai, said Naruto with his own smile. What are friends for? Said Kurenai. Happily. You are a good friend, Kurenai. I am grateful to you for helping me, said Naruto. You're welcome. If you don't mind me asking, what is troubling you? Asked Kurenai curiously. Am I that easy to read? Sighed Naruto. I guess, or I am just awesome, joked Kurenai. Naruto laughed on hearing this. He felt quite happy that he was able to reduce his grief with Kurenai's help. The exercise is quite difficult. Even with my clones, I am having trouble controlling my chakra, said Naruto frustratingly. You are doing better than I expected. I believe with the help of your clones, you will be able to master the exercise in maybe 2 months. Have a little faith in yourself, said Kurenai proudly. She was quite amazed at the rate Naruto was learning. He would become a skilled genjutsu specialist in a few years. Thanks, Kurenai, said Naruto. What is your dream, Naruto? Asked Kurenai suddenly. Naruto was surprised a little on hearing being asked such a question. My dream is to bring peace to this world, said Naruto sadly. Peace? Asked Kurenai surprisingly. world where parents don't die, where people don't hate each other, where children can live happily with their family," said Naruto sadly. He started to feel a lot more lonelier. Kurenai also got a little sad on hearing the meaning in Naruto's words and the pain behind it. She got closer to Naruto and hugged him tightly. Naruto stiffened a little on the sudden contact, but after a few moments relaxed and hugged Kurenai tightly. They held on to each other for a few minutes. "Thank you, Kurenai," said Naruto gratefully. "I'm always there for you, Naruto," said Kurenai sincerely. "I would do anything to achieve my dream, even if it means sacrificing myself," said Naruto with determination. "Don't say such things. You'll achieve your dream, and don't even think about dying. I will kick you in the balls and bring you back from the dead," joked Kurenai, but also gave a little stern gaze to Naruto, indicating that she was meant what she said. Naruto felt a lot more happy. He felt comfortable in Kurenai's company. It was as if he was at peace when he was with her. "Is this what it means to understand a person?" thought Naruto. "So how's it like living with Kakashi?" asked Kurenai, curiously. "Well, Nisan is a carefree guy. He lets me do most of the things I want and doesn't bother me much. He likes to train me and reads his book every time. I wonder why he is so hooked. Sure, it's a good book," said Naruto, but stopped when he felt a rise in the temperature around him. He saw Kurenai with a dark aura surrounding her. Naruto wondered what had he done that pissed off Kurenai. "You think Uchiha is a good book?" asked Kurenai menacingly, ready to teach Naruto a lesson if the answer was wrong. No, I mean from the sales of the book in the markets," said Naruto quickly. "Very well. If I ever find you reading that smut, I'll kill you," said Kurenai sternly. "Sure, man, you sure are scary like Anko," mumbled Naruto. "Anko?" asked a surprised Kurenai. "Yeah, she is one of my best friends. You can say she is like family to me. Like a big sister." "Why do you know her?" asked Naruto. "Yeah, she is my best friend. But she never told me anything about you," said Kurenai. Naruto just shrugged his shoulders, indicating that he couldn't say what Anko would do. "Well, it's getting late, and I have to visit Konohamaru," said Naruto and got up. He then offered his hand to Kurenai and made her get up. "Hokage-sama's grandson?" asked Kurenai, curiously. "Yeah, he's like my annoying little brother," joked Naruto. "It seems you are quite popular in the Sarutobi clan," said Kuriyani with a smirk. "Heh, I try my best," joked Naruto. "Keep practicing your chakra control exercise, and meet me Tomoro here, at the same time. And don't be late," said Kurenai sternly. "I'll be on time, I promise," said Naruto sincerely. "Well, I've got to visit Hokage-sama. I'll see you Tomoro, Naruto," said Kurenai, and disappeared with a shushin. "See ya, Kurenai," said Naruto and disappeared in his own shunshin. Hokage Tower. Hiruzen Sarutobi was having a regular day at the office, assigning missions, looking over reports, and many other things. But today, an interesting thing had happened. Kurenai Yuhi was right now standing in his office giving him a report of her mission, and she seemed to be very happy. "So, how's his progress?" asked Hiruzen, curiously. "He is having difficulty controlling his chakra, but from what I have seen, he will be able to master it in a few weeks. Though I was surprised he is able to use Kage Bunsen," said Kurenai. "He is indeed very special," said Hiruzen with a smile. "Hokage-sama, I want to ask a question," asked Kurenai, hesitatingly. "Go ahead," said Hiruzen flatly. "Why did you assign me the mission of teaching Naruto Genjutsu?" asked Kurenai, curiously. "After you told me how he helped you yesterday and was interested in Genjutsu, I thought you were the best for teaching him. Kakashi had tried to teach him, but Genjutsu was not his specialty, so you were the best option I had, and it was very honest of you to tell me your intentions before you started training Naruto," said Hiruzen proudly. I did my duty, Hokage-sama. He is only an academy student, and so it was my duty to ask for your permission to train him, said Kurenai. Honestly, that is why I trust you, Kurenai. You are a great shinobi of this village, and have made great sacrifice for it. Also, I wanted you to spend some time away from missions, so I assigned you this duty in order to relieve your stress and enjoy your life a little, said Hiruzen with a kind smile. I am very grateful to you for showing me such generosity even though I do not deserve it, said Kurenai a little dejectedly. Nonsense. You are a nice person, Kurenai, who just had some bad incidents in her life. So, what's your opinion of Naruto? Asked Hiruzen, trying to lighten Kurenai's mood. He is a very nice person, Hokage-sama. He is kind, caring, and even funny at times, but the most interesting thing is that he is way mature than people his age, said Kurenai with a wide smile. She had taken quite a liking to Naruto. It is because of the pain he suffered that he is like this. While growing up, Naruto had to face a lot of disdain from the people of this village as a result. He had to increase his analytical ability to judge people so he could understand them, explained Hiruzen. That is very true, Hokage-sama, said Kurenai with pity. Don't give him that look. Kurenai, Naruto does not like when someone pities him. He always tries to overcome obstacles in his love for the village, and those close to him is the greatest I have ever seen in a person after the Shodai Hokage. It would be better if I show you Naruto's love for his precious people, said Hiruzen kindly, and took out his pretzel ball. What do you want to show me? Asked Kurenai, curiously. It's almost time, he must be at the gates by now, thought Hiruzen, and gestured Kurenai to look in the crystal ball. Weren't you safe? 30 by say kar ID. With Naruto. Naruto had arrived at the Sarutobi's clan compound in order to meet Konohamaru. This was one of the few clans in Konoha that accepted him as a person and not as the Jinchuriki of the Kyuubi. Most of the clan members of the Sarutobi clan were kind to Naruto even after so many of their clan had died because of the Kyuubi during its attack a few years ago. The guards at the gates gave a smile to Naruto, which he returned as well. The Sarutobi clan compound was a huge area. It covered a big lawn which had a small lake in it. There were many houses of various shapes and sizes in the compound, all of which surrounding a grand 3-story mansion. This mansion was of the Hokage. It had the best furniture in Konoha and was equipped with all the facilities. Only Hiruzen and his family stayed in his mansion. I'm home, said Naruto happily, and opened the door of the mansion. No sooner than a few seconds, Konohamaru came running across the hall with a big smile on his face. Naruto-ni-kan, yelled Konohamaru happily, and jumped on Naruto. Naruto was taken back by the sudden weight and fell on the ground with Konohamaru on top of him. At first both of them stared at each other but soon started laughing loudly. Welcome home, Naruto, said a woman warmly. This woman was Amiko, Konohamaru's mother. She had jet black hair that reached up to her shoulders and had a fair-skinned body. She was a very beautiful woman who wore a simple dark purple blouse with a red plum skirt and a light yellow apron over it. It's good to be home, Amiko Oba-chan, said Naruto with a smile. Naruto, what have I told you to call me? Asked Miko with mock anger. Sorry, Kaya-chan said Naruto sheepishly. Amiko loved Naruto like her own son. After the death of her husband during a mission, she was left to raise Konohamaru by her own. She faced a lot of difficulty in raising Konohamaru despite having the support of Hiruzen and her clan. She could never fulfill the role of a father in Konohamaru's life. But after Naruto came in their lives, Konohamaru never missed his father as often as he did before. Konohamaru loved Naruto like his own elder brother, and Naruto loved Konohamaru even more than anyone she knew. Let's go outside and play together, Naruto-nishan, said Konohamaru enthusiastically. Stop that, Konohamaru-chan. Naruto must be hungry. You can play after he eats something, said Emiko sternly. Konohamaru became sad after hearing his mother and had a dejected look on his face. Naruto couldn't look at Konohamaru's such face. Naruto loved Konohamaru very much, and always did something to make him happy, so he decided to do it this time too, even though he was hungry. "It's okay. I can eat later, besides I'm not much hungry," lied Naruto with a smile. Let's go, Naruto-nikan," said Konohamaru, and dragged Naruto away to the training grounds of the clan. "Those two," thought Emiko with a warm smile. Naruto and Konohamaru arrived at the training ground. It had all the things necessary for a shinobi to train. It had various dummy posts, a small armory, a dojo, and lot of targets for practicing kunai and shuriken training. "So what should we play?" asked Naruto curiously. "Let's play Ninja Naruto-nishan," said Konohamaru, happily. Naruto chuckled on hearing that when he was Konohamaru's age, he too liked playing ninja with his friends, and was one of his favorite games. He agreed to play the game readily. They both played for half an hour until Konohamaru stopped playing and took Naruto to the training grounds. "Hey Nishan, can you show me some cool jutsu, please?" begged Konohamaru with his puppy eyes. Damn, I can't show him any ninjutsu, or else he'll never stop until I teach him. What to do? Thought Naruto, and then suddenly an idea hit him. "I'll show you my shuriken jutsu," said Naruto happily. He was the best at shuriken jutsu, even though he didn't show it to everyone. There were 11 targets in the training area. All of these targets set in 11 different directions on 11 different trees. It would be easy to hit all of them. Let's see if I can do that at the same time, thought Naruto jovially. Konohamaru was carefully watching what Naruto was going to do. After the death of his father, his life had become lonely. He had no siblings, and even though he had his mother and Gigi, he still felt alone. But everything had changed after Naruto came in his life. He was the kind and gentle older brother that Konohamaru always wanted. Naruto was the best in whatever he did, and no matter what happened, he was always there for Konohamaru. Naruto was Konohamaru's ideal, and he wanted to surpass him. Naruto took out 11 shuriken from his pouch and looked at his targets briefly. He then leapt high in the air and released all the 11 shuriken at the same time. The projectiles rushed towards their targets with great speed, and what happened next shocked Konohamaru. All of the 11 targets were hit in the center by the shuriken. And at the same time, even the one that was behind Naruto was hit perfectly. How did he do it? Thought Konohamaru, amazed by the display. I hope that's good enough, said Naruto sheepishly. Good enough! You freaking nailed every target, even the one in the back, yelled Konohamaru. Hey, sorry about that, said Naruto with a small chuckle. Sometimes he just behaved a little clumsily. Nakin, can you please teach me this shuriken jutsu? Asked Konohamaru. It'll have to wait, I have important training tomorrow. I must prepare, said Naruto sadly. He had joined the route, and from tomorrow his training was going to begin. Also, Konohamaru was a bit too young to learn shuriken jutsu. You're such a big fat liar, said Konohamaru with a cute pout on his face. I started training at his age too, but I still want him to have a childhood and not just spend it in training, thought Naruto. Sorry about that, Konohamaru. We'll do it some other time, okay? Asked Naruto with a small sheepish smile. How can I even become Hokage if I cannot even surpass you? I'm stupid and I'm not even a good ninja, and I'm yelled, Konohamaru. Tick. Naruto poked Konohamaru's forehead. You can become Hokage, said Naruto firmly. Konohamaru's eyes snapped and he looked at Naruto curiously. I believe in you, said Naruto with a warm smile. Konohamaru couldn't believe what he just heard. His Gigi had told him playfully that he could become Hokage, but no one had ever truly said to him that they truly believed that he would become the Hokage, except Naruto. You believe in me? Asked a shocked Konohamaru. I wouldn't be a good big brother if I cannot even believe in my precious Utudo, ne? Asked Naruto with a smile. You would become a great Hokage, thought Naruto warmly. Konohamaru hugged Naruto tightly. He had finally found someone who truly believed in his dreams. He was accepted by his big brother, and there was nothing else in life that could have pleased Konohamaru more. "Well, it's getting late. We should go. We wouldn't want Kei-chan to become angry, do we?" asked Naruto playfully. "No. Nishan? She is quite scary when she is angry," said Konohamaru with a little fear. Naruto chuckled a little and ruffled Konohamaru's hair, earning a pout from the boy. He then picked up Konohamaru and placed him on his back and started walking towards the home to eat some snacks and spend time with Amiko. "Nikken, that was so much fun. Will you play with me again sometime?" asked Konohamaru. "Hopefully." "Sure, but I'm going to become a genin soon, and you'll start attending the Ninja Academy next year, so we aren't going to have much free time for ourselves anymore," said Naruto calmly. "That's okay as long as you can still spend time with me once in a while. And you just wait, Nikken. I'll surpass you very soon," said Konohamaru confidently. "You are my brother, Konohamaru. I'll always be there for you, even if it is just as an obstacle for you to overcome," said Naruto deeply. Konohamaru started to have few tears in his eyes. He did not know Naruto loved him so much. "Even if you do hate me, I'll always protect you. That's what big brothers are for," said Naruto happily. "I love you, Nikken," said Konohamaru with tears in his eyes and hugged Naruto closely. "I love you too," said Naruto with a true smile and started walking towards the house. Neither he nor Konohamaru had noticed that their conversation had been watched by 3 individuals. Hiruzen and Kurenai were stunned by how Hokage Tower. Hiruzen and Kurenai were stunned by how much Naruto loved Konohamaru. Both of them had a few tears in their eyes on seeing the emotional scene between the 2 brothers. "I'm glad I met someone like him, Hokage-sama. He is such a good person. I just wish the villagers could see that in him too," said Kurenai and wiped her tears. "His love is far greater than I thought. He is truly the hero of the Hidden Leaf," said Hiruzen proudly. He was so touched by seeing what those 2 boys were for each other. "Itachi-kun, he is so much like you. I just wish he doesn't have to follow the dark path that you were forced to follow," thought Hiruzen sadly, but he had no idea that everything had changed. Naka River. Naruto was sitting at the bank of the Naka River. It was known as the River of Southern Joy and was located in the territory of the now deceased Uchiha clan. Naruto used to come here often. This was a place where he would try to understand the things in his life and tried to understand himself. Even though he was never officially part of the Uchiha clan, but his father was an Uchiha, and so he was too a part of it, and so by coming here, he thought that he could somewhat be in the lands of his forefathers and enjoy the company. Naruto was still thinking about what Danzo said to him. He was still sad, but after spending some time with Amiko and Konohamaru, his sadness had decreased quite a bit, and now he was just thinking what to do. Who can tell me the truth? I cannot ask Jiji or Kakashi-ni-san. They'll suspect me and my cover would be blown. Who can tell me the truth? Thought Naruto in confusion. Only Kakashi and Hiruzen seemed to know of his parents, and then suddenly Naruto remembered who his father was, and if it was true, then there was one person who could tell him the truth. Kyuubi thought, Naruto. He then started meditating in order to enter his mind and talk with the Kyuubi and find out the truth. After a few moments, he found himself in the sewer, and Kyuubi was looking at him curiously and with a little respect. What do you... This surprised Naruto. The last time they had talked to Kyuubi, he did not want anything to do with him, and now he was talking with him so easily and was also not insulting him. I assume you have seen what has happened today, asked Naruto. So? Asked Kyuubi seriously. I want to know the truth, said Naruto seriously. Why should I tell you anything? Asked Kyuubi curiously. I have seen your love for your people, brat. Although it is just a nuisance, I am a kitsune and such loyal to my people too, and I respect you for that, thought Kyubi. Because you are my friend, said Naruto simply. Friend? Asked Kyubi, and then started roaring with laughter. Naruto did not show any emotion and waited for Kurama to stop laughing. What if I told you that I was the one who killed your parents? Asked Kyubi sternly, all humor gone from his voice. What? Asked a shocked Naruto. Everything that one-eyed freak told you is true. You are the son of that bastard in Kushina, said Kyubi angrily. I see, said Naruto. Now what will you say? Would you still want to be my friend even after knowing I killed your parents? They both died sacrificing their lives for you, said Kyubi seriously. This can't be true. They just used me to seal you in me, said Naruto a little angrily. That is true, but when I tried to kill you to stop the sealing, they got in their way saying that they shall protect you, said Kyubi. Honestly? Why are you telling me this? Asked Naruto with tears in his eyes. Knowing that his parents loved him and gave their lives to protect him melted his heart. He still resented them for making him a Jinchuriki, but he did not hate them. You are a very interesting person, and besides, what do I get by lying to you? Your hatred is weak and I'm stuck in you. Might as well tell you the truth. Now, answer me. Would you still like to be friends knowing that I am responsible for your pain and I don't regret any of it at all? Asked the Kyubi seriously. My answer is still the same, said Naruto stoically. Are you an idiot? Do you even know what the hell are you saying? Yelled the Kyubi angrily. Don't get the wrong idea. I still don't like that you killed my parents, but in a way I am also responsible for this, said Naruto calmly. How? Asked the Kyubi with genuine interest in his voice. Humanity has used the tailed beasts for decades for their own power and benefit. We took away your freedom. We were the ones who made you our slaves. No living being should have his freedom taken away. As a result, you hate humanity for using you, and your hatred towards us increased. And whenever you get the chance, you try to take your revenge. I can understand your pain because, like you, I was also used as a tool, said Naruto. Sadly. Kyubi was left speechless after hearing that. In his entire existence, humans had been terrified of him, hated him, used him, feared him, but never had any human except the Rakuto-sanin asked to be their friend and understood their pain. Kyubi then looked at Naruto intently. The boy was a descendant of the Rakuto-sanin and possessed his eyes and exceptional body. He loved even those who shunned him just like the sage, and he was the one who forgave him and wanted to be his friend. There will come a person who will guide you and show you the meaning of true power. Kyubi still clearly remembered the words of Rakuto-sanin, and after considering everything made a decision that he had not made for any other human. Kurama, said the beast. What? Asked Naruto curiously. My name is Kurama, said the Kyubi with little annoyance in his voice. Uchiha, Naruto, said Naruto calmly. Uchiha? Asked the Kyubi a little angrily. He still despised that name. The world knows me as Hatake Naruto or Uzumaki Naruto, but what I am truly is an Uchiha. I accept what I am, and I hope you understand as my friend, said Naruto with a small smile. I despise that name, hissed Kyubi. Why do you hate the Uchiha so much? Asked Naruto curiously. I don't want to answer that, and besides, you have got some company, said Kurama, trying to avoid further talk. Very well. I accept you as my friend, Kurama, and I forgive you, said Naruto and disappeared from the sewer. I accept you as my friend too. Uchiha Naruto, perhaps you are the one Toussaint talked about, thought Kurama with a smirk. Naka River. Naruto opened his eyes and saw Sasuke sitting beside him at the banks of the Naka River. He seemed to be sitting there quietly without showing any emotion on his face. It seems you are awake, said Sasuke and turned to face Naruto. Why are you here, Sasuke? Asked Naruto curiously. I regularly visit this place. It is a part of the Uchiha territory after all. But what are you doing here? Asked Sasuke skeptically. I visit this place too. It is peaceful and I like to sit beside the river, said Naruto honestly. Both the boys seemed to become quiet for a while, enjoying the peace. The only sound that was made was that of the river. It was already nighttime, and the moon was shining brightly, and the reflection of the boys' faces was visible in the river. How are you so strong, Naruto? Asked Sasuke curiously. Naruto was taken aback by this sudden question. He decided to just not answer it, but then he remembered what Kakashi had told him, and Sasuke's pain. Besides, he is still my brother, might as well give him a chance, thought Naruto. I fight to protect the people I care about. What do you fight for, Sasuke? Asked Naruto seriously. I want to avenge my clan and kill Itachi. That is what I fight for, said Sasuke a little angrily. You are wrong, Sasuke, said Naruto flatly. What? Asked Sasuke angrily. True strength does not come from hatred but by protecting someone precious to you. Tell me what is precious to you, asked Naruto curiously. There is no one precious to me. My parents, my clan, everyone is dead, and only I am left, said Sasuke sadly. You are wrong. You can still have friends if you want to be friends with people, said Naruto calmly. I don't want to be anyone's friend. I'm an avenger. I will avenge my clan and kill my brother, said Sasuke with determination. You are wrong again, Sasuke. Hatred will only cause you more pain, said Naruto sadly. Don't you dare say that. You don't know anything about me. You don't know what it's like to lose your parents, yelled Sasuke. You are right. I never knew my parents, and I cannot understand your pain. But I know what you are going through as I have been there. I was also an orphan before Kakashi adopted me, and I can understand your loneliness and pain better than anyone in Konoha, said Naruto sincerely. How can you say that? Asked Sasuke curiously. He too wanted to know on what grounds Naruto was claiming that he understood him. I hope by doing this, I am making the right choice, thought Naruto, and made a major decision. Because you and I are brothers, said Naruto, and looked at Sasuke with his 3 Tomo Sharingan. Chapter 7. Falcon. 3 years later. A lone figure waited in the shadows. It was something he was very proficient at. After all, shinobi were meant to be swift and stealthy. In front of him was a palace surrounded by an army of samurai. Now samurai were not as strong as shinobi, but were still one of the most finest swordsmen and intelligent people in the world. One mistake, and it was all over for him. His red eyes carefully observed the movements of the patrols. The guards' movements were sloppy and were easy to decipher, and as a result he had got past several such patrols, and had now entered the daimyo's palace. The daimyo's palace was very huge. It had a great number of chambers and various passages leading to different directions. For any other person it was like a maze, but not for this person. He was an Anbu, one of the best and most skilled shinobi of his village. His Anbu gear and the sword strapped on his back were proof of that. He was Falcon, one of the bravest and quickest Anbu of his village. He had performed some dangerous missions for the sake of his village, and this one was not an exception. His mission was to assassinate the daimyo of Bird Country and make it look like his own guards had killed him. He did not know why he had to assassinate his target. Like every other assassination mission, he was just given the target and not the reason for the assassination. But now was not the time to think about such things. He had a mission to complete. He quickly performed a specific set of hand signs in order to proceed without being detected. Meizaiga Kore no Jutsu, hiding with camouflage technique. This jutsu was one of his finest jutsu in his arsenal. Only those with a dojutsu or a sensing ability would be able to spot him. He quickly faded in the shadows and started moving across the corridors at a very steady pace. Even though this jutsu made him almost undetectable, but he had to be careful. He had memorized all the passages of the palace and every possible routes for entry and exit from the palace. He was about to turn left in order to proceed towards the daimyo's private chamber, but stopped when he saw two samurai looking in his direction firmly. A little sweat started to form on his forehead. He was by no means weak, but he could not take on an army of samurai all alone. Even if he could escape, his mission would be a failure. He carefully placed his hand on his sword's hilt, ready to finish the pair of samurai. But luckily, one of the samurai joked that they must have been imagining things and went of their own way. He sighed in relief and proceeded towards his target, but had to hide immediately behind a pillar when a patrol passed beside him. This mission was getting difficult with every passing moment. He had to finish it within a specific timeline. After a few minutes, he reached his destination, the daimyo's private chamber. It was surrounded by 10 heavily armed samurai who were constantly monitoring each and every activity. The door to the chambers was locked, and apparently only one of the samurai would have the key to the chambers. His red eyes glanced over the samurai in gray armor with a red metallic mask covering his face and a sword strapped on his waist. He seemed to have a heavy armor on his chest and legs, and had gauntlets covering his arms. The Anbu assumed that he was the leader of the samurai unit, and as such had access to the room, so he had to keep him alive for the time being while eliminate the rest of the samurai. He knew attacking the samurai head-on would only cause more commotion in the palace, and as such had a fine plan in his mind. He performed another set of hand signs quickly in order to cast his jutsu on his targets. Kawangyo no Jutsu, Bringer of Darkness technique. Immediately the samurai were surrounded in a world of darkness. None of them could see a thing. Their eyesight were completely blocked and nothing was visible in the darkness. The Anbu quickly leaped at his targets in order to finish them. He appeared behind a samurai and took out the samurai's sword, and in one swift motion beheaded him with his lifeless body falling to the ground with a thud. The remaining samurai quickly became alert, but still couldn't see a thing. One by one slashes of a sword could be heard, followed by the sound of bodies dropping to the ground. The Anbu cut through the samurai, hitting them in the neck and instantly killing them, and before anyone could counterattack, all of the samurai were dead except for their leader. The leader looked around in the darkness. He knew his men were dead, and he was going to join them soon. No matter what he tried, the world around him was dark. It was as if he had gone blind in an instant. "Your abilities are indeed impressive, assassin," said the leader in a monotone voice without any emotion in it. He was surprised when the darkness around him disappeared, and he was staring into blood-red eyes with 3 Tomo surrounding it. The Anbu quickly cast his genjutsu on the samurai leader and disappeared in the shadows in order to let the samurai finish the work. The doors to the chamber opened and the samurai went towards the daimyo's bed, where he appeared to be sleeping. The daimyo was a thin, bald man with wrinkles on his face. The samurai quickly took out his sword and in a swift motion struck the daimyo in his chest. The man's eyes widened before it closed permanently. The Anbu quickly appeared behind the samurai and in a quick motion beheaded him with his lifeless body falling beside the daimyo. He then quickly placed the body of another dead samurai beside the other 2 dead bodies, making it appear that one of them had been trying to save the daimyo. He quickly searched through the dead samurai leader's pocket and found a letter. He read the letter and found out that it was for his daughter. It pained the Anbu's heart knowing that he was the one who had made the child an orphan by killing her father. The man was someone's father, someone's husband, and yet he had killed him for the sake of his village. Putting those thoughts aside, he quickly took out a piece of paper and wrote a suicide note in the samurai's leader handwriting, claiming responsibility for assassinating the daimyo. The handwriting in the fake suicide note was the same as it was in the letter which the samurai had written for his daughter. Putting both the letters in the samurai leader's pocket, he turned around to leave the palace. "Forgive me." These were the Anbu's last words for the samurai before he disappeared from the chamber, with a single tear dropping from his blood-red eyes. A lone figure was standing in front of the famous memorial stone of Konoha. He was wearing his Anbu gear and had his sword strapped on his back. The only distinguishing feature he had was his spiky blonde hair and his falcon Anbu mask. He knelt down in front of the memorial stone and placed a hand on the stone. He visited this place every day. This place reminded him of the people he had lost and what they fought and died for. This person was none other than Naruto Uchiha. It had been 3 long years in his life. 3 years of suffering and loneliness. He knew that he had to make sacrifices when he had joined Root, but he didn't know that the sacrifices would change him so drastically. Root was a very dangerous organization, and the things they had done were inhuman. Naruto had tried very hard to gather evidences against Danzo and his Root, and had found out some very interesting facts. First of all, Danzo was secretly recruiting few children to join the organization. Naruto tried to befriend these kids, but they had their memories blocked. They couldn't remember where they were from, and no matter how hard they tried, their memories were sealed. As a result, Naruto had to use his Sharingan to enter into the children's minds, and the things he found were horrifying. Danzo used to secretly pay some orphanages all over the Fire Country, and used to take these children and turn them into his drones. Sometimes he even destroyed families of some children just to get them in Root. These children were then trained for years, and their emotions were completely removed. They were just drones who followed Danzo blindly, and there was no way they could get a normal life back. Naruto had made a friend in Root who understood that Danzo was a threat, and was supporting him. Naruto had casted his Yami no Sekai Jutsu on Torun, one of Danzo's bodyguards. He was really a hard nut to crack, but after days of torturing in Naruto's genjutsu, he cracked. Naruto's eyes were badly hurt after controlling Torun for some time, but the information he got was worth it. Danzo used to get financial support for his Root from some wealthy traders in Konoha, in exchange for helping them in their illegal cross-border activities. He had great contacts with the previous civilian council before Hiruzen removed them. However, Danzo was not a fool, and had regularly tried to read Naruto's mind with the help of Fuyamanaka, one of his most trusted bodyguards. But with the help of Kurama, Naruto was able to seal away some of his memories regarding information of Root, and was able to continue his work as a spy. If not for the Ninetales fox, he would have been easily caught. Naruto and Kurama had become quite good partners over these years. Kurama still despised his Sharingan, but they got along well. But the most terrifying things that Naruto had found out were that Orochimaru had once been part of the Root, and Danzo had supported his activities in the past, and they both had worked together on a project known as Project X. No matter how hard Naruto tried, there was no further information related to this project, and it worried him a lot. But the most horrible thing he had found out was the Uchiha massacre. When he was gathering evidence against Danzo, he had got faint hints that the elders were involved and had supported Danzo many times. Deciding to find out more, he infiltrated the prison. Flashback. A figure could be seen sitting in the dark corners of the Konoha's prison. This prison held prisoners who had committed murders, rapes, capital offenses, and treason. The person in the cell was none other than Koharu Utantani. Life had been quite difficult for Koharu since the last few years. Ever since her teammate Hiruzen banished the civilian council, she and her other teammate Homura Mitokado had been imprisoned for opposing the Hokage and trying to usurp more power for the council. Koharu couldn't understand why Hiruzen imprisoned her. She only wanted to protect the best interests of the village. Hiruzen was far too kind and lacked the strength to take harsh decisions. That is why she and Homura always supported Danzo. Sigh. What is the point in thinking about it? Looks like my last days will be in this prison, thought Koharu tiredly. She had given up on all hope of getting out of this prison. Even her own family had dishonored her. Koharu? Yuta Tante? Said a cold voice. Koharu looked up and found 2 cold blue eyes looking at her. She could not see the face of the person, but judging from his shadow, he must at least be 5 inch tall, and definitely was a shinobi. Who are you? Asked Koharu cautiously. That is an irrelevant question. You will answer my questions, said the person in a cold tone. Huh, do you think that you can just barge in and order me? Asked Koharu angrily. My way is more efficient and you might like it. Mangenkyo Sharingan. said the person, and immediately a 3-Tomo Sharingan activated in the person's eyes and changed into a shuriken which had 3 ends drawing towards the sides. Koharu was shocked to the core and was already sweating bullets. She couldn't believe that an uchiha had survived the massacre and was standing in front of her, and he even possessed the Manchikyo Sharingan. The only uchiha in the village was Sasuke, and this person was not Sasuke. Impossible. This can't be happening, said Koharu fearfully. Tsukuyomi. Koharu found herself dragged into the genjutsu. She was a formidable ninja and knew from her past experiences that the Manjankyo Sharingan could cast formidable genjutsu, and was even capable of controlling Byaiju. She herself was a genjutsu specialist, and so knew that from this point she was in grave danger. The prison staff had already sealed her chakra, and there was no way she could get out of the genjutsu. She looked around and found herself bound to a pole with chains all over her body. The entire world around her was black, and she could see nothing in that darkness. I want you to tell me everything you know about Danzo Shimura. If you tell me what I want, it will be less painful, said the person in an emotionless tone. Koharu was shocked to hear that this person was after Danzo, and if he was an uchiha, then he must know about the Uchiha massacre and the culprits behind it. I am not going to tell you anything about Danzo or the Uchiha massacre, shouted Koharu with determination in her voice. She didn't realize how stupid her mistake was. Uchiha? Massacre? Asked the person curiously. Immediately the world around Koharu changed again, and now it was all red in color. She was still strapped to the pole and found herself in a sewer. Suddenly a flock of crows came in front of her, and to Koharu's utmost horror, the crows materialized into a person. This person was 5 inch tall. He was wearing an Anbu uniform and had a sword strapped on his back. He was wearing combat boots and fingerless gloves in his hands. His face was hidden by his falcon Anbu mask. What do you know of the Uchiha massacre? Asked the Anbu angrily. Itachi, asked Koharu with fear in her voice, but immediately dismissed that thought, as this could not be. Itachi. Answer my questions, said the person, and stabbed Koharu in the chest with his sword. Ah, screamed Koharu as she was stabbed in her chest. The pain was so real. Don't panic. This is only a genjutsu, said Koharu to herself. Telling yourself this is a genjutsu won't work. This is my world and I control everything here. The next 120 hours will be nothing but this, said the Anbu and started stabbing Koharu with his sword multiple times. Koharu started screaming at the top of her lungs as her entire body was getting slashed by the Anbu's sword. She tried everything to break out of the genjutsu, but nothing seemed to work. This torture continued for several times until Koharu slipped into unconsciousness. After a few moments, Koharu meekly opened her eyes and found herself in the same position as before. But this time there were hundreds of copies of the same Anbu with swords in their hands, ready to pierce her. Koharu pissed right there as she could not believe what she was seeing. No, please don't do this. Please have mercy, screamed Koharu with tears falling from her eyes. Only 119 hours, 59 minutes, and 59 seconds. More to go, said the Anbu sadistically. Koharu couldn't believe what she was hearing all this time. All the torture she had faced was only a second in this genjutsu. Before she could think any further, all of the Anbu started stabbing her body with their swords. Stop it! Stop it! Yelled Koharu at the top of her lungs. Her old body couldn't take this torture anymore. Tell me everything you know about Danzo and the Uchiha massacre or else suffer, said the Anbu coldly. I, Pant, will, Pant, tell you everything. Pant, I know, Pant. But please stop it, begged Koharu with tears falling freely from her eyes. Very well, what does Danzo have to do with the Uchiha massacre? Asked the Anbu curiously. He, Pant, was, Pant, the one who convinced Itachi, Pant, to eliminate the Uchiha clan, said Koharu tiredly. The Ambu's eyes widened on hearing that. Everyone told that Itachi had lost his mind due to his Ambu career and had killed his clan. Why did Danzo want to eliminate the Uchiha? Asked the Ambu dangerously, and pointed a sword at Koharu's throat. After the Kyuubi attack, we suspected that the Uchiha clan were behind it. Because the Mangenkyo Sharingan has the ability to control the Baiju, so we placed them under the strict surveillance of the Ambu Black Ops, and shifted them to the outskirts of the village. And after some time our fears came true. You Uchiha started planning a coup to take over the village. Spat Koharu venomously. Coup? Asked the Ambu in shock. Don't lie to me, you know about this. The Uchiha were traitors and were a threat to the village, yelled Koharu angrily. This shocked the Ambu to the core, and also made him angry at the same time. Did you find any proof that the Uchiha had controlled the Biju? Asked the Ambu angrily. It was a possibility. We had to look after the best interests of the village, said Koharu coldly. You blamed the Uchiha clan without having any proof of their involvement, said the Ambu angrily, and stabbed Koharu in her right eye. Ah! Screamed Koharu in pain, as her right eye was destroyed by the sword. What did you do next? Asked the Ambu and stabbed Koharu again. We, Pant, made Itachi, Pant, our spy, and Pant, and kept an eye on the Uchiha's activities. But things became worse, and they started planning a coup to take over the village, said Koharu. And you made Itachi kill his clan? Asked the Ambu sadly, with a few tears dropping from his eyes. He could not imagine what pain the man must have gone through. Hiruzen and we the elders ordered Itachi to eliminate the Uchiha. If the coup had happened, it would have led to civil war in the village, and would have destroyed our nation. You Uchihas were selfish and only looked after your own interest. You do not know the importance of the village. Hiruzen wanted to negotiate with the Uchiha and wanted a peaceful solution, but he was naive. Uchihas could never see reason, so we forced Hiruzen to eliminate your clan. You were a threat to the village, accused Koharu. How could Itachi do this? Asked the Ambu sadly. Itachi was different. He understood the importance of the village and the peace in the shinobi world. He decided to protect the village by eliminating his clan, but it seems that he failed as he has let another Uchiha live besides his brother. He was always too soft and kind, said Koharu with a frown. You eliminated my clan and made my brother a murderer without having any proof. What else do you know about Danzo? Asked the Ambu, and started stabbing Koharu angrily with his sword. Danzo had a base somewhere in the village where he did all his activities to protect the village. Only Orochimaru and few of Danzo's men know of this. That's all I know, said Koharu. She was exhausted by the torture and could not take it anymore. Is that all? Asked the Ambu, and leaked a lot of ki which made Koharu gulp in fear. Muttered Koharu meekly. Suddenly, to Koharu's utmost horror, the nine-tails fox appeared behind the Ambu and looked at her menacingly. Koharu cowered in fear. Even in this world, the fox was still menacing and was ready to kill her. What is this? I told you everything I know. Let me go, begged Koharu fearfully. For your crimes against my clan and my brother, I will not let you live, said the Ambu coldly. No, yelled Koharu. The fox then jumped towards Koharu and stared, tearing her flesh piece by piece. Koharu's painful screams echoed in the entire area. The Ambu deactivated his Mangenkyo Sharingan and looked at Koharu's dead body. Her eyes were wide open, and her body lay still in her prison cell. She couldn't handle the torture anymore and had a heart attack that took her life instantly. The Ambu stepped towards her body and closed her eyes. Do you think that it was the right thing to do, Kurama? Asked the Ambu. I don't know about that, but it sure was a lot of fun. Damn, it's been ages since I have enjoyed like this. You are a true Kitsune Naruto, said Kurama proudly and laughed. It's just a lot to take in. My clan was wrongly accused, and even though I know what they did was for the village, I cannot forgive Danzo and the elders for making Jiji and Itachi do this," said Naruto sadly. The Uchiha clan were his family, and no matter what happens, Naruto was not a person who would abandon his family. "Whatever, Naruto, I don't give a damn about the Uchiha. You should not overuse your Manjankyo Sharingan. You know it is dangerous, don't you?" said Kurama. "I know," said Naruto, and wiped out the blood that was coming out of his eyes. "Itachi, I will look after Sasuke and I will make sure that you get your justice, my brother," thought Naruto with determination. Flashback end. Some people may wonder how an academy student was able to do such things, but Naruto was not an ordinary person. Danzo had trained him in espionage, recon and tactical warfare and assassination in order to act as his spy against Sarutobi. The Root Ambu were quite skilled and had trained Naruto in kenjutsu, ninjutsu, and genjutsu. Danzo had even personally taught him fuinjutsu. Naruto was quite skilled in fuinjutsu and Danzo had saw that. He taught him all he knew about fuinjutsu. For an old man, Danzo was quite skilled as he had helped Naruto in mastering his wind and water affinities. Danzo taught Naruto about calligraphy and all the basics of fuinjutsu. Naruto learned that it was easy for him to learn fuinjutsu. It was as if he had natural talent in it. Danzo taught him a sealing jutsu too. Naruto was not an expert in fuinjutsu, but he certainly wasn't an amateur either. After all this hard training, Naruto was at the level of an Anbu captain. Danzo had even once said that he was on par with Itachi Uchiha. After learning about the truth of the Uchiha massacre and Itachi's sacrifice, Naruto's respect for his brother increased and he swore he would protect Sasuke. He still remembered the day he told Sasuke his truth. Flashback. "Because you and I are brothers," said Naruto and looked at Sasuke with his 3 Tamo Sharingan. Sasuke's eyes widened on seeing Naruto's Sharingan. He couldn't believe what he was seeing. "This can't be happening. It is impossible. This must be a genjutsu," thought Sasuke. Kai yelled, "Sasuke," and expelled a large amount of chakra. After a few moments he opened his eyes, and to his utmost shock, Naruto was still sitting there with an amused smile on his face. "You really think that I'm an illusion?" asked Naruto in an amused tone. "Bullshit! Itachi killed my entire clan except me. You cannot be an Uchiha?" yelled Sasuke in angry tone. Sigh. While it is true that Itachi did slaughter our clan, he did not know about me being an Uchiha. So I was spared," said Naruto softly. He knew it must be very hard for Sasuke to accept this. Even it was hard for him to accept that he was the son of the Yondaime Hokage. "Who were your parents? I have never seen you inside my clan compound," asked Sasuke curiously after a few moments. "What kind of idiotic question is that? You do remember I was an orphan, right? How the hell I am supposed to know my parents?" accused Naruto in mock anger. "Oh, sorry about that," said Sasuke a little sheepishly. Naruto's eyes widened on seeing Sasuke apologize. He never expected the emo of the academy to apologize. Sasuke saw Naruto's disbelieving look and got curious. "Is there something on my face?" asked Sasuke. "Nope," said Naruto and started laughing loudly. "What the hell? What is so funny, dobe?" yelled Sasuke. "Nothing. It's just funny to see you, the emo broody king, to apologize," said Naruto and continued laughing. And muttered Sasuke also had a rare true smile on his face, one which he never had since the last few years. "Tu-san, Ka-san. I finally have someone who can understand me, and maybe help, and maybe we can earn back the glory of our clan," thought Sasuke with determination. "When did you awaken your Sharingan?" asked Sasuke curiously. "I was 6 at the time. I was training with Kakashi and it just awakened," lied Naruto. Even though Sasuke was family, he still had to be cautious with anything related to Danzo. "Just like Itachi," thought Sasuke in amazement, and also frowned a little as he had not awakened his Sharingan and an Uchiha was incomplete without his Sharingan. I tried to be friendly with you, but you just wanted to be left alone, so I decided to let you be until you get some sense in that thick skull of yours, said Naruto with a smile. Shut up, yelled Sasuke, and both the boys stared at each other, but after a few moments started laughing loudly. Sasuke was truly feeling happy after all these years. Everyone in the village pitied him. The elders sympathized with him. Girls became his fangirl. Boys started envying him for his looks and skill. In a way, people only saw him as the last Uchiha, poor boy, Sasuke-kun, and all other titles. None of them could understand him, but Naruto was different than anyone in the village. He had been observing Naruto since the beginning of the academy. Naruto reminded Sasuke a lot of Itachi. He was kind and gentle and always encouraged others to do better. He did not care about names, clans, or ranks. He was just a natural person who understood people. Sasuke had seen many people look at Naruto with hatred, and he couldn't understand what made them hate Naruto so much, but Naruto never gave up and always strived to become better. He liked Naruto but also envied him. He was an enigma to Sasuke, and also at that time he was too traumatized to socialize with other people. Hey Sasuke, can I ask you something? Asked Naruto quietly. Shoot, said Sasuke. Why do you want to kill Itachi so badly? Asked Naruto sadly. He too could understand Sasuke's reasons for killing Itachi, but revenge always led to a person's downfall. Sasuke closed his eyes and decided what to speak. He hadn't told anyone his reasons, but Naruto was his only family left, so he would like to have some type of friendship with Naruto. I loved Itachi more than anything. He was my idol. I always tried to surpass him. He was the prodigy of our clan. People looked up to him, even my father only paid attention to Itachi. Mother tried to be the peacemaker in the family. But Itachi was different. He was always there for me. He always aspired me to be better, and tried to encourage father to pay attention to me too. You remind me a lot of Itachi. It is as if I was just looking at him, said Sasuke sadly. I am like Itachi? Asked Naruto curiously. Yes, Itachi was a kind and gentle person just like you before he, said Sasuke, but stopped as he remembered that night. He clenched his hands but was surprised when Naruto put a hand on his shoulder. I understand your pain, Sasuke. But what did Itachi tell you when you confronted him? Asked Naruto cautiously. He knew he was in dangerous territory, but if Itachi was like him, then there must have been reasons for him to slaughter his clan. He told me he killed our clan because he wanted to test the limits of his own ability. He even showed me how he slaughtered everyone over and over again, said Sasuke with tears in his eyes. He could not hold his emotions, which he had held for so many years. Naruto embraced Sasuke in a warm hug and let him cry on his shoulders. Sasuke cried for a few minutes, but calmed down and gave Naruto a thankful nod with a warm smile. From what you have told me, Sasuke, I don't believe Itachi slaughtered our clan just to test his ability, said Naruto cautiously. What do you mean? Asked Sasuke curiously. He was already an Anbu Black Ops captain at the age of 13. That means he was one of the best shinobi of our village. Only the Hokage and few others were stronger than him, so that reason he gave you is not true. Also, if he showed you that he killed our clan, you must remember that genjutsu can be easily made and manipulate people. If he did kill our clan, why did he spare you? Asked Naruto curiously. He told me he wanted me to get the Mangekyou Sharingan and come to kill him to avenge our clan, said Sasuke angrily. Mangekyou Sharingan, thought Naruto, but decided to find out later. Do you really believe that lie? If I was Itachi, why would I want to measure by strength against a kid, when I single-handedly killed one of the best clans in the entire shinobi world? It doesn't make any sense. Also, if he was really the kind and gentle older brother, then he loved you more than anything, said Naruto, shocking Sasuke. What? It's all lies, yelled Sasuke, being unable to accept the truth. Sasuke then remembered all the good times he and Itachi had. What Itachi did for him, One part of his mind was just begging him to understand that what Naruto was saying was true, while another part of his mind was unable to accept this. Look, Sasuke, all I'm saying is that we will confront Itachi and ask him the truth. Until then, don't try to waste your life on revenge. You do remember we have to rebuild our clan, right? Asked Naruto happily. Yeah, I guess you are right, but I still want to talk with Ichi, and if I find that what he did was for his own ability, I will kill him, said Sasuke with determination. Fair enough. I'll even help you with that, said Naruto casually. What? Asked a shocked Sasuke. Well, we are from the same clan, so we are brothers, right? We fight together, we die together, said Naruto with a warm smile. Cheeky bastard, muttered Sasuke with a grin. No matter what happens, Sasuke, I've got your back from now on, said Naruto and held out his fist to Sasuke. Thank you, my brother, said Sasuke with a true smile and punched his fist with Naruto. I can still kick your ass, you know, said Naruto cheekily with a huge grin on his face. Cyclops. Emo. Cyclops. Emo. They both argued for a few minutes but eventually settled down and talked about different things. Naruto finally understood what Kakashi said. Sasuke needed a person who could understand him, and it could only be an Uchiha. Hey Naruto, if you talk about this to anyone, said Sasuke dangerously. Does Emo have a reputation to keep? Joked Naruto. Said Sasuke. Alright, but that's gonna cost you, said Naruto with a huge grin on his face. Sasuke hailed on seeing that. He knew Naruto was quite mischievous. What do you want? Asked Sasuke tiredly. Ramen! Flashback end. Naruto and Sasuke had become best friends during these years. If one could say they were like brothers. Sasuke was still a little broody, but he eventually opened up and mixed with the rest of his classmates, and this proved to be a huge benefit for Ino and Sakura, who always pestered Sasuke for dates. Naruto enjoyed a lot on seeing Sasuke's annoyed expressions when the fangirls troubled him. Eventually, Sasuke started to train with Naruto and Kakashi, and was able to activate his Sharingan with 2 Tomos in each eye. Naruto still remembered how Sasuke bragged the day he awakened his Sharingan. Sasuke was quite a skilled shinobi, and was proficient with fire style, ninjutsu, and shuriken jutsu. Kakashi had trained them very well over these 3 years. However, Naruto's life was not all that smooth. He had started to get distant from his friends in order to investigate more about Danzo and his activities. He felt a lot more lonely, but he knew he had to do this for the sake of his village. Naruto thought that he had covered his tracks well, but what he did not know that Hiruzen and Kakashi had noticed the change in his behavior. Hiruzen had started to get suspicious about him, and Naruto could still remember when he was confronted by Hiruzen. Flashback. Naruto was standing in the library of the Saratobi compound. The library had a large variety of books that Hiruzen liked to read. There was a small armchair in the middle of the room for a person to read peacefully. Hiruzen was sitting on the armchair, but instead of reading a book, he was staring at Naruto. The library had some privacy seals which Naruto had noticed, so it meant that Hiruzen must want to talk about something important. So what's up, Gigi? Why'd you call me here? Asked Naruto cheerfully, trying to avoid further suspicion. Naruto, you've been acting strange lately, said Hiruzen flatly and narrowed his gaze at him. Nothing strange about me. I just have my own work to do, said Naruto impassively. If that is true, where are you nowadays? You skip the academy, sometimes you even send your clones in your place. You're not meeting up with your friends any longer. The only ones you see are Kakashi, Sasuke, Anko, and Kurenai. It's been months since you even visited Konohamaru. What are you up to? Asked Hiruzen sternly, and leaked a little key. I figured you'd find out sooner or later, said Naruto with a smirk. What do you mean? Asked Hiruzen warily. You are a good man, Gigi, but you trust people very easily. sighed. Naruto. What? Asked Hiruzen curiously. But he felt something that the answer he might get won't be pretty. There is a coup being planned in order to overthrow you, said Naruto confidently. What? Yelled Hiruzen angrily. That's the truth, said Naruto impassively. What are you up to, boy? What do you know? Ordered Hiruzen, losing all the kindness he had. He loved Naruto, but the village was more important than one person, and if Naruto was a threat, then he would have to deal with him, no matter how much pain it may cause him. I am a root Anbu captain, said Naruto, shocking Hiruzen to the core. What do you mean? Asked Hiruzen, already knowing some of the answer. I have joined Danzo, who is planning to overthrow you to take over the village, said Naruto sadly. Hiruzen's eyes widened on hearing this, and he immediately gazed at Naruto sternly. He forgot that this boy was like his grandson, but now he was a possible threat to the village. How do you even know, Danzo? I had disbanded Root, said Hiruzen confidently. Each of us lives dependent and bound by our individual knowledge and our awareness. All that is what we call reality. What you believe might just be an illusion. Root is operating right under your nose with Danzo acting as its leader, stated Naruto without averting his eyes from Hiruzen. How did you get involved in all of this? Asked Hiruzen tiredly. It's better if I show you, said Naruto, and activated his Sharingan. He then showed Hiruzen everything, how he came in contact with Danzo, what Danzo revealed to him, and how he had decided to watch Danzo to protect the village, and his entire time en route. Naturally, Hiruzen was first shocked that all of this had happened right under his nose. What kind of Hokage was he? Naruto was right, he was getting soft. He was also horrified at seeing what Naruto had to endure, and felt guilty as he suspected Naruto so easily. The boy only wanted to protect the village as a true shinobi. Gigi, was all that true? What Danzo said? Asked Naruto hesitantly. Yes, said Hiruzen solemnly. Very well, said Naruto stoically. Do you hate me, Naruto? Asked Hiruzen sadly. No, I do not hate you or anyone else. My life is too short for hatred or revenge. I do regret that you took away my Oba-chan. But for all you've done for me, I can forgive you, and can at least try to understand your position, said Naruto with a short smile. Thank you, Naruto. I know I have failed you, but I only wanted to look after you. Jiraiya too wanted to look after you, said Hiruzen, but stopped when he saw Naruto's cold look. Save it. I know Jiraiya must have been busy, and I do not hate him, but he failed as a godfather. I did not want to be doted by him, but if he could even have visited me once in my life, I would have been happy knowing that I have a godfather. But that's all in the past. Now what do you want me to do? Asked Naruto. What is there to do? Get away from Root, I will deal with them, ordered Hiruzen. I'm afraid that is not possible. If you try to act hastily, it will lead to civil war in the village. I know you have the numbers, but Root and Anbu are far quite skilled than our regular shinobi. We need to find out every information about Danzo and his forces. We need to know his strategy. If you want to destroy a nation, then you need to first destroy its leadership. This will lead to chaos and the morale will be low, and the enemy can win easily. If Danzo wants to take over the village, then he must first eliminate you and the Junin commander and higher-ups, then he could easily take over the leadership of the village. Also, we do not know the location of Danzo's forces, so we are temporarily blind, explained Naruto briefly. Hiruzen was stunned by the explanation, and thinking that Naruto had showed. He did not look like a 14-year-old, but looked like a veteran shinobi and strategist. Amazing, how can you think like this? Asked Hiruzen proudly. Danzo has trained me in recon, espionage, assassination, and tactical warfare, said Naruto, shocking Hiruzen again. How strong are you? Asked Hiruzen curiously. I'm at the level of Itachi Uchiha, that's what Danzo had said Naruto frankly. Impossible, said Hiruzen in shock. Whether you believe me or not, it's your choice. I will have to continue to act as a spy," said Naruto. "No. We'll figure something out. Naruto, it's too dangerous. You can even get killed. I promised your parents and Tsunade that I will look after you. I simply cannot send you to your death," persuaded Hiruzen. "That is a possibility. But my life is not important. What is important is the village and the village alone," said Naruto with determination. Hiruzen's eyes widened on hearing this. He could see a reflection of Tobirama Senju and Itachi Uchiha in Naruto. It made Hiruzen proud and sad too. Proud for Naruto to be a true shinobi of the village, and sad that he did not value his life. "Naruto, I cannot sacrifice you," said Hiruzen sadly. "Self-sacrifice is the duty of a true shinobi, Gigi. I will provide you with all the information I can find about Danzo. I'm the only one who can do this," said Naruto. "Naruto, said Hiruzen with a few tears in his eyes. Naruto dropped to his knees and bowed his head in front of Hiruzen. "Gigi, you and I both know that what can happen if this coup is executed. If I'm right, I will be the assassin who will kill you," said Naruto sadly. "I know you are the closest operative who can get to me, and Danzo knows that. If this coup happens, and even if we defeat Danzo, our village will become economically unstable. Customers will not trust us if there are such problems in our village. More such factions could be formed, and it may lead to the Fourth Great Ninja War, and countless innocent lives would be lost," said Hiruzen sadly. "That is why I am asking you to let me eliminate the entire Root Ambu Black Ops." "Naruto." "No, absolutely not. I will not let you do this," yelled Hiruzen angrily. "Believe me, Gigi, if there was any other way, I would have done it. Even if you killed Danzo, his operatives would continue his legacy and will pose a major threat to the village. I have some friends who have been reduced to nothing but drones who are just designed to kill and follow Danzo. If I kill them, then no one would suspect that there was a coup in the village. I am a Jinchuriki. The people of this village don't like me, Gigi. The people will easily accept me as a traitor," said Naruto sadly. "Do you even know what you are saying? You will be forever remembered as a traitor and a murderer. You will be a missing nin and will always be hunted. Your life will be worse than death. What about us? Kakashi, Anko, Sasuke, Konohamaru, your friends, and most importantly, Kurenai. I know that you love her," said Hiruzen. "You know?" asked a shocked Naruto. "I know you better, Naruto. You have loved her since long. Ever since you became her student, you two have gotten close. Even Kurenai likes you a lot more than any man in this entire village. Do you really not care about her?" pleaded Hiruzen. "I love her more than anything. But I must do this, please, Gigi. I beg you to never let anyone know the truth about me and my feelings for Kurenai. It will only cause more pain. For the sake of the village and the children of this village, you must let me do this," said Naruto with tears dropping from his eyes. Hiruzen knelt down and hugged Naruto tightly. His old heart couldn't bear this. He had already seen such a thing in the past, and for Naruto to go through all of this was unbearable. But Hiruzen knew what Naruto said was true. This was the reality of the shinobi world. "Forgive me, Naruto," said Hiruzen sadly. "There is nothing you should be sorry about. I have chosen this path, and I will follow it to the end. I am the son of the fourth Hokage, and as such, it is my duty to protect my village. This is my will of fire," said Naruto, and got up and started walking towards the door. "Minato and Kushina would be so proud of you. You truly are a hero, Naruto," said Hiruzen regretfully. He hated himself for being a Hokage right now. To sacrifice one of the closest person in your life was the burden which every Kage had to bear for the village. "I just wish that one day we can create a peaceful world," said Naruto sadly. "Naruto, did you really had to go through all that?" said Hiruzen, remembering a memory Naruto had shown him. "Yes, said Naruto and showed Hiruzen his Mangekyo Sharingan. Take care, Gigi. I'm going to visit Konohamaru, said Naruto and left the room. Why did it have to end like this? Thought Hiruzen, regretfully. Naruto was walking towards the training arena of the Sarutobi compound. He knew what choice he had made and the consequences that would follow. You sure about this, Naruto? Asked Kurama cautiously. He didn't care what Naruto did to the villagers. But he did care about Naruto, even if it was a little bit. Naruto was the only one who didn't label him as a mindless bijou, but as a companion. I am Kurama. I am the only one who can do this. I cannot let this coup happen. It will destroy the village, said Naruto firmly. Why do you even care about this damn village at all? After what they did to you, why do you want to protect them? Asked Kurama a little angrily. He was quite displeased by Naruto's foolishness. Then what was I supposed to do? Destroy the village for my revenge? Asked Naruto with a snort. Well, it would be fun, said Kurama with a chuckle. If I take my revenge and destroy the village, then it would only bring more pain and misery. I grew up without my parents, but that does not give me the right to destroy the peace my parents and my brother gave their lives for, said Naruto sadly as he remembered a certain gray-haired boy. Cheech, you are still naive, but I still got your back. Well, it would be a lot more fun when you do what you have to do, said Kurama with a dark chuckle. Naruto sighed on hearing this. He knew that he could not change some things of Kurama, but regardless, he was thankful to the beast for sticking by his side and being his friend. Naruto Nikan, yelled Konohamaru, bringing Naruto out of his thoughts. He looked up and saw Konohamaru in the training field, along with Izuna, Sarutobi, and Ebisu. He gave a respectful nod towards Izuna as well as Ebisu, even though the latter scowled in return. What are you up to, Konohamaru? Asked Naruto and ruffled Konohamaru's hair. The little boy muttered something about annoying older brothers. Everyone laughed on hearing this. Even Ebisu chuckled a little. I am training with Izuna Ajizan and Ebisu-sensei, said Konohamaru curtly. Well, if they allow, I can teach you something too, said Naruto with a smile. Konohamaru had a big smile on his face and turned towards Izuna, who just shrugged and lit up his cigarette. However, Ebisu had other plans. I am sorry, that is not possible, boy. I am sure I can teach honorable grandson all he needs to become Hokage. I am Junin, an elite ninja, and as such I am better than you, said Ebisu curtly. But if one could observe carefully, he was a little annoyed. Not this again, thought Izuna tiredly. He knew Naruto from the beginning. He couldn't understand how could Ebisu be so naive, and still hold grudges against the innocent boy. Well, then why don't you have a fight with me to show me that you are worthy of being the honorable grandson's trainer? If you need help, why don't you and Izuna team up together against me? Retorted Naruto with a smirk. That won't be necessary. I think I can fight you perfectly, said Ebisu calmly. Izuna, Ebisu, fight with him, said a new commanding voice. Both the men turned around and saw Hiruzen standing behind them with Amiko with him. Izuna couldn't understand why Hiruzen was saying this. Naruto cannot fight a Junin, can he? This is an order, Konohamaru. Step aside now, said Hiruzen in a commanding voice. But, said Amiko worriedly, but was cut off when Hiruzen firmly raised his hand and silenced her. Everyone could feel the pressure of the third Hokage of Konoha. Guess he wants to test me, thought Naruto. Izuna, Ebisu, go all out on him. Don't hold back, he is not what he looks like, said Hiruzen. Hi. Both the men replied in unison. Asuma's voice had a little doubt while Ebisu had a confident tone in it. All the combatants stepped up in the training ground, while Hiruzen, Amiko, and Konohamaru stood on the far side of the training ground. Hiruzen was keenly observing Naruto. From what memories Naruto had shown him, he had seen so many dangerous missions and opponents that Naruto had defeated in his covert operations and the gruesome training he had undergone. He was sure that if what he had seen was true, then Avanar and Ebisu were no challenge at all for Naruto. Emiko was quite worried for her surrogate son. She knew Naruto was quite powerful for a person his age, but Izuma was also one of the guardian shinobi 12 of the legendary Fire Temple, and was a worthy opponent. On the other hand, Ebisu was also quite skilled. She just wished that Naruto did not get hurt. Konohamaru was very excited about this battle. Naruto was his idol, and only if he could defeat Naruto, then he could become Hokage. He wanted to know how strong his big brother was. Izuma was quite curious when he saw Naruto standing calmly in front of him and staring at him. It was as if he had no fear in him or he was arrogant. Izuma dismissed the latter. He knew Naruto was a kind and gentle boy. Ebisu was anxiously waiting to start the fight. This was the moment where he would teach the Kyuubi brat a lesson. Let's do this, Kurama, but no Sharingan. Everything else is a go. I'll have to prove it to Gigi that I am indeed a worthy Root Anbu captain, said Naruto in his mind. Whatever, Naruto, just kick their ass and give me some fun, said Kurama with a chuckle. Got it. Izuma and Ebisu nodded with each other, and immediately launched a Daozen Kunai and Shuriken at Naruto at tremendous speeds. Naruto just stood there calmly. These attacks were quite fast, but he was so used to his Sharingan that such attacks were below normal for him. He himself launched a dozen of his shuriken towards Izuma and Ebisu. Both the shurikens collided with each other with precision, and dropped to the ground with a lot of sound. Izuma and Ebisu both went through a couple of hand signs simultaneously with great speed. Katan, Gokakyu no Jutsu, Fire Style, Fireball Jutsu. Large fireball the size of a boulder was released by both the Junin, and was rushing towards Naruto at tremendous speed. Naruto had already recognized the hand signs and had finished performing his own jutsu. Suiten, Suijin Heki, Water Release, Water Encampment Wall. Naruto unleashed a large amount of water from his mouth, which surrounded him on all sides and protected him from the fireball. Both the jutsu clashed with each other, and the entire area was covered in steam. When the steam reduced, Naruto could see Asuma and Ebisu's amazed faces. He could understand this as he had created water without any water source nearby. His water affinity is strong, thought Asuma with a smirk. Impressive, thought Ebisu with awe. With the spectators. "2 sen that was," said Emiko in shock. "Awesome!" yelled Konohamaru happily. He was really proud of his big brother now, who was fighting head-on with 2 Junin. "You haven't seen half of what he can do," replied Hiruzen calmly. He knew Naruto was just toying with the Junin. With Naruto. "My turn," said Naruto with a smirk, and finished his last hand sign and jumped high in the air. F10, Shinkaha, Wind Release, Vacuum Wave. Naruto took a deep breath and sent several wind bullets towards Asuma and Ebisu with tremendous speed. Wind-style attacks were one of the fastest attacks after lightning, and Naruto knew that. He had seen Izuma and Ebisu use fire style, which was weak against wind, and so he decided to use his wind attacks. Both the Junin's eyes widened when they saw several wind bullets headed towards them. Izuma was a wind-style user, so he knew these attacks better, and was just able to perform a substitution at the last moment. However, Ebisu was not so lucky. He was hit head-on by the attack, and was sent flying in the air with numerous lethal cuts on his body. "Ah!" screamed Ebisu in pain. But he was more surprised when he saw Naruto standing a few feet behind him, and had already finished the ram hand sign. "Shit!" cursed Ebisu. Keitan Hozenka, no Jutsu, Phoenix Sage Fire Technique. Ebisu's eyes widened when he saw several small fireballs hitting his body and started burning him. Before he could do anything, he saw Naruto looking at him coldly. Katsu yelled, "Naruto!" All the fireballs on Ebisu's body exploded in a second and burned various parts of Ebisu's body badly and sent him crashing in a tree with a loud thud. Naruto unleashed a hail of shuriken, hitting Ebisu all over his body and pinned him to the tree. However, Ebisu had already fallen unconscious. "One down, one more to go," said Naruto calmly. With the spectators. "What just happened?" asked a stunned Konohamaru. His sensei was just beaten so quickly that he couldn't understand. How did he beat Ebisu, Tusan? One moment he was there and the next he was behind Ebisu, asked Amiko in confusion. Naruto formed a shadow clone to attack Ebisu from behind, explained Hiruzen. But I didn't even see any hand signs, said Amiko. She was a medical ninja, and as such knew many things about shinobi. That's the trick, he formed a shadow clone without any hand signs, said Hiruzen calmly to the stunned mother and son. He is from the Namikaze as well as the Uchiha clan. Both the clans were famous for their speed and jutsu, and Naruto is an excellent shinobi. I can see why Naruto was recruited by Danzo, thought Hiruzen analytically. With Naruto, Izuna was shocked on seeing what had happened. The fight had only just begun and Ebisu was already down. Not only that, his opponent was able to use jutsu of 3 different chakra nature, and his speed was unparalleled. What more tricks has he got up his sleeve? Thought Izuna cautiously. Naruto jumped high in the air and threw a shuriken towards Izuna. Shuriken Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. Shuriken Shadow Clone Technique. The one shuriken now multiplied into hundreds of shuriken, which were going to kill Izuna very quickly. I must act quickly, thought Izuna, and gathered a large amount of chakra. Ftune. Daitapa. Wind release. Great breakthrough. Izuna released a large amount of wind which collided with the shuriken barrage strongly. The jutsu's power was so destructive that many of the shuriken were now heading towards Naruto, who was descending towards the ground. Not bad, thought Naruto, and substituted himself with a nearby log. Izuna attacked Naruto and attempted to send a right hook to Naruto's face. Seeing Izuma's movement, Naruto quickly blocked the attack with his left hand and quickly made a leg sweep at Izuma's legs. Izuna had put a lot of power in that hook, and Naruto could feel a slight bruised hand of his own. But before Izuna could defend, he was already on the ground as he lost his balance. Naruto backflipped a few meters away from Izuna in order to avoid the kick that Izuna had aimed at his chest. If I try to fight him head-on with brute force, I will suffer some serious damage. As expected, the Sarutobi clan members have great physical strength. Then I should use. Yes, thought Naruto. You are indeed a worthy opponent. Izuma-san, said Naruto with a smile, and gave a thumbs up to Izuna. You are also quite skilled, complimented Izuna and proceeded with a couple of hand signs. Katon, Haizukisho, fire release, ash pile burning. Izuna released a lot of gunpowder from his mouth which surrounded Naruto on all sides and flicked his cigarette in the smoke, making a large explosion. With the spectators. Naruto Nation! Yelled Konohamaru in fear as he saw Naruto get caught in the explosion. It's not over yet, said Hiruzen. What do you mean, Tusan? Asked Amiko, a little worriedly for her surrogate son. Just wait and see, said Hiruzen calmly. With Naruto. Maybe I went a little overboard, thought Asuma hesitantly. He quickly ran up to Naruto's body and was shocked to see the body disperse into a flock of crows. Suddenly, someone stabbed a kunai in Izuma's throat. Izuna looked back and saw Naruto standing there with a neutral expression on his face. Izuna tried to hold back the blood that was coming out of his neck but failed miserably. He dropped to the ground. It's over. Yield now, said Naruto, and pointed a kunai at Izuma's chest. Izuna was just barely able to nod, but to his surprise, suddenly, the Naruto around him disappeared in another flock of crows. Izuna looked around and saw that he was piled up to a tree with many shuriken all over his body, preventing him from moving. He saw Naruto standing in front of him with a kunai pointing towards Izuma's throat. Izuna looked down and to his surprise his slitted throat was now perfectly well and had no injury on it. Shit, genjutsu, thought Asuma angrily, on not being able to detect the genjutsu. They both head clapping and turned around and saw Hiruzen looking towards them with a smile. Emiko was already healing Ibisu, who had just woken up, and Konohamaru was looking at Naruto as if he was a god. Nikken is so powerful, thought Konohamaru in awe. You were splendid, Naruto. You were able to emerge victorious against two highly skilled Junin of our village. Congratulated Hiruzen with a warm smile, but on the inside he was also feeling a lot sad, as Naruto was now the perfect candidate for the top secret mission. I just tried. Asuma-san and Ibisu-san were also quite formidable, said Naruto happily. Don't joke, kid. You played with us. How did you cast a genjutsu on me? I didn't see any hand signs, said Izuna with a small frown, and started removing all the shuriken from his body, and Naruto also helped him out. Remember the thumbs up I gave you, suggested Naruto. Azuma's eyes widened on hearing this. Now everything made sense to him. The moment you saw that you were in my genjutsu, explained Naruto. He is indeed Kurenai's student, thought Hiruzen proudly. What about the fire jutsu? Asked Izuna, curiously. Jutsu is a balance between physical energy and spiritual energy, which is executed by performing hand signs. When you increase the amount of chakra in a jutsu, which is more than required, it becomes unstable. In my jutsu, I increased the amount of fire chakra. As a result, the fireballs exploded, as the amount of chakra was not in right proportion. If I had put any more chakra, then Ibisu-san would have died, explained Naruto. Everyone was quite impressed with Naruto's jutsu, and how he was so skilled with it. Naruto noticed some blood leaking from Asuma's shoulders, and decided to heal him. Let me heal you up, said Naruto, and started his medical ninjutsu on Asuma's wounds. Everyone was quite shocked on seeing Naruto perform the medical ninjutsu. It was a very tough shinobi skill, and only a few were able to master it. This proved that Naruto had great chakra control required for a medic nin. You know medical ninjutsu? Asked Emiko in surprise. I just read about it in the library and learned it on my own, said Naruto with a smile. Only Hiruzen gave Naruto a knowing look, saying he knew where Naruto had learned medical ninjutsu. Nikken, you have to teach me all these jutsu, please, pleaded Konohamaru with his puppy dog eyes. Sorry about that, Konohamaru, you have a better teacher than myself. He can teach you better than me, said Naruto and poked Konohamaru on his forehead. Ibisu's eyes widened on hearing this. He couldn't believe that the Jinchuriki was saying this. He expected the boy to boast about his victory, but it was quite the opposite. But you are the best, Naruto-Nikan argued. Konohamaru. Being the best isn't always meant to be. When you have power, you become arrogant and start to lose sight of yourself, even if you were a good person. Right now, I am skilled only because of Kakashi-Nisan, Kurenai-chan, and Anko-chan. If they hadn't trained me, I would not be at this stage. Ibisu-san is a good teacher, said Naruto with a smile. But I lost to you, said Ibisu quietly. He was ashamed after seeing what Naruto was truly like, and he was so wrong about him and considered him only a nuisance. Ibisu-san, there are no shortcuts for becoming Hokage. Do you know why Konohamaru wants to become Hokage? Asked Naruto calmly. Because Hokage is the strongest shinobi in the village, said Ibisu curtly. You are wrong. He wants to become Hokage so that he could be recognized. The people of this village only see him as the honorable grandson of Sandaime-sama. Even you only see him as that. If you can see him as Konohamaru, Sarutobi, I am sure that you can make him a splendid shinobi, and can be a better teacher than me for Konohamaru, said Naruto with a warm smile. I'm sorry for my rude behavior, Naruto-san, apologized. It's all right, said Naruto, and accepted the apology. Nikken, thank you for understanding me, said Konohamaru with a few tears in his eyes. That's what big brothers are for, right? Asked Naruto happily. Hi, said Konohamaru with a smile. All the others also smiled on seeing this. All the doubts which Abisu had for Naruto vanished from his mind, as he could now finally see Naruto as a shinobi of Konoha. "I just wish your sacrifice will not be in vain, my son," thought Hiruzen sadly. Flashback end. It had been a few weeks since his revelation to Hiruzen. The Root Ambu's activities were getting a lot more intense. Naruto knew what he had to do for his mission. It would only be a matter of time before that fateful day would come. Until then, he would try to keep an eye on Danzo and get as much information he can for the village. Naruto knew the entire route. Ambu Black Ops would be together before the invasion at one place for the final strategy, and that was the moment where he will have to put aside all his personal feelings and strike. Naruto picked up his Ambu mask and looked at the memorial stone. He still couldn't forget his brother. Danzo had been giving him a lot of assassination missions in order to make him strong enough to kill Hiruzen. Naruto knew he was a major pawn in the entire scheme. Naruto had become a lot more distant with his classmates. Kakashi and Kurenai had asked him many times what he was up to, but Hiruzen had covered him and always gave some excuse to not make them suspicious of him. Kakashi and Anko had become a lot more close in the past 3 years, if one could say they were. Nah, that can't be possible, thought Naruto with fear. He couldn't imagine what would happen if Kakashi and Anko got together. Naruto had become quite close to Kurenai in the past 3 years. His training was now complete, and Kurenai had declared him as her equal in Genjutsu. Kurenai was Naruto's life. He loved everything about her. She was everything he wanted in a life partner. She was... Oye, brat. Stop rambling in the past. We have to go, and if you are serious about this mission, forget about her, said Kurama solemnly. He knew how much Naruto loved Kurenai, but if he had decided to take this path, then this was the best choice. Right, said Naruto, and placed his Falcon Anbu mask and disappeared into the shadows. He didn't even know what Kurenai truly felt for him. Hope you got abilities. Naruto Uchiha. Codename Falcon. Rank Root Anbu Captain. Abilities: Master of Wind and Water Elements. Fire and Lightning elements are also highly powerful. Kenjutsu is at Anbu level. Ninjutsu 5. Genjutsu 5. Taijutsu 3.5. Hand Signs 5. Speed 5. Stamina 5. Strength 3. Intelligence 4. Missions: Rank 8. B. Rank 10. C. Rank 25. S. Rank 1. Enjoy. Chapter 8. Bonding. Enter Naruto Ost Sadness and Sorrow. The night was dark. Everything around was engulfed in the night's darkness, while the rain poured heavily from the sky. It was as if the heavens were weeping. 2 figures could be seen on a cliff. One of them was lying on the ground, surrounded by blood. There was a large hole in his chest. The other figure was sitting on the ground. His entire body was shaking. His hands were trembling and were not able to hold the sword in his hand. The sword dropped down on the ground with a thud, drenched in blood, which was slowly being washed by the rain droplets. These 2 figures were 2 people. Both of them were dressed in their Anbu gear. One of them had spiky blonde hair and blue eyes. He had tears in his eyes and was holding the other person in his hands. The other person had silver hair and black eyes. He was coughing up blood, but still there was a slight smile on his face. "Why?" asked the blonde boy with tears in his eyes. "Because you are my little brother," said the silver-haired boy, and started coughing up blood. The blonde-haired boy brought his hands on the other boy's chest and was about to start to heal him when he was stopped by the other boy. "What are you doing? Let me heal you," said the blonde boy frantically. "It's no use. I am already sick. Cough. Cough. Even if I survive now, Cough. I'll die, said the silver-haired boy and coughed up more blood. Let me get you to the medics, said the blonde-haired boy and picked up the silver-haired boy. No. What? Asked the blonde boy angrily. Only one of us will survive, said the silver-haired boy. Damn it, Shin, said the blonde boy and started rushing towards the medical center. Naruto, stop it now, yelled Shin and coughed up more blood. He then gathered all his strength and gave a punch to Naruto. Both the boys lost their balance and fell to the ground. Naruto saw Shin's wounds. He was not a great medic, but he knew the injuries Shin had sustained were serious, and there was nothing he could do now. Why did you do it? You are my big brother, I would have gladly died for you, said Naruto, and more tears slipped from his eyes. You and I both know that only one of us can survive. I cannot. Cough. Let you die. You are, cough, the only one who can stop Danzo, said Shin with a smile. I cannot do this without you, said Naruto sadly. You are too gentle and kind, Naruto. You must kill your emotions, said Shin angrily. Naruto's eyes widened in shock on hearing this. Shin was the one who guided him en route, became his friend, shared the dream of peace with him, and now he was dying in his arms. Naruto couldn't bear this burden anymore. Promise me one thing, asked Shin groggily. His vision was starting to get blurry and his breathing was getting more rough. Anything, said Naruto hurriedly with tears in his eyes. Please take care of Sai, begged Shin. Hi, said Naruto sadly. You, cough, are the savior of this world. I just wish I could have seen the peace I desired, said Shin with a sad smile. Don't die on me, yelled Naruto fearfully. I leave the village to you. Protect it, I know. You can do it, said Shin and patted Naruto's head softly. Shin's eyes started to close and his hand slowly fell to the ground. The last thing he saw was a crying Naruto who was desperately begging him not to die on him. Forgive me, Naruto. Nizan! Shin's eyes closed, never to open again. He had a peaceful smile on his face. Naruto's eyes were filled with more tears. His brother had died by his own hands. He was the one who killed his brother. He was not able to bear the grief. He couldn't breathe. His heartbeat increased, and his vision started to get blurry, and his 3 Tomo Sharingan immediately changed into a shuriken with its 3 ends sticking to its sides. I am sorry, Shin. Ready 30 Marin. Daryad Uari. Naruto Hate. Naruto suddenly woke and found himself sitting in the academy. He looked around and saw many of the students looking at him amusingly. He wondered what the hell he did now. Then suddenly, it hit him like a ton of bricks. It was graduation day. Fuck, thought Naruto when he saw Iruka and Mizuki looking at him a little angrily. And he sure understood the reason why. He was sleeping on the day of his final Genin test. The Hokage had changed the laws for becoming a Genin on the recommendation of the Junin commander, Nara Shikaku, who happened to be Shikamaru's father. He insisted that instead of letting the students become a Genin early, they should be trained properly. As a result, they had an additional extra year of training. The Kunoichi were given training in Genjutsu while the boys were trained extremely in Ninjutsu and Taijutsu. Their performance during the entire year was noted by the instructors, and on basis of that only selected, and the best students were allowed to give the Genin exams. As a result, the number of students for the exam had been reduced to more than half, as most of the civilian students were not able to qualify. For Naruto, this training was rather boring. In fact, he didn't even call this additional year training in comparison to root training. But he did appreciate this training for the other students. Naruto, care to explain why you were sleeping? Asked Mizuki angrily. Naruto was so busy in his thoughts that he did not hear Mizuki's question, and only when Sasuke and Sakura gave him a light punch he got out of his stupor. Huh, did you say something, Mizuki-sensei? Asked Naruto curiously. The entire class laughed loudly on hearing this. Even Iruka chuckled a little while Mizuki was furious. How dare the Kyuubi brat make fun of him? He would show him his place. Just wait for your exam, Kyuubi thought. Mizuki darkly. You never changed, do you, Naruto? Asked Sakura with a smile. Sakura had indeed changed a lot during the years. No longer was she the annoying bitch of the class. She had matured a lot. She still had a crush on Sasuke, but she never berated anyone. She was also quite skilled in genjutsu. Sorry, but is it my turn now? Asked Naruto in a calm voice. Hi, said Sakura with a light chuckle. Naruto groaned on hearing that the final test was quite different. The future Jonin had to spar with their Chunin sensei for 2 minutes, and if the sensei feels they were good enough, they would become Genin. Naruto saw Mizuki's evil look and understood that he would go all out on him. He was not at all worried. Mizuki was a rat to him who he could defeat even with his eyes closed. He was not an Anbu captain for nothing. How did your tests go? Asked Naruto to all the rookies. I passed, boasted Kiba loudly and showed his headband. Troublesome, said Shikamaru, who had a headband too, while Chuji offered a smile and also showed his headband. Shino just nodded and pointed the headband on his head. I and Sakura passed too, Naruto-kun, said Ino happily, but also had a light blush on her face. Me, too, Naruto-kun said, Hinata with a blush. Naruto noticed the blushes on Ino and Hinata's faces. He knew what that meant but decided not to comment on it. Sasuke also saw that and snickered. Shut up, teen, growled Naruto. Just go already, Dobe. Or how are you going to beat me? I'm leading, you know. Or do you accept that I'm the best? Jabbed Sasuke lightly. And muttered Naruto and went to spar with Mizuki. I wonder if they are brothers, thought Sakura. 1 minute later, Naruto walked into the classroom. He had his headband wrapped around his left arm. Iruka-sensei, I think you should go and check on Mizuki-sensei, whispered Naruto in Iruka's ears. Iruka's eyes widened on hearing this. He knew Naruto was far more advanced than a genin. He had even suggested the Hokage and moving him up the ranks quickly, but his suggestion was denied.